Hello everybody and welcome back to the Glory Man United save. We're moving along nicely in the final season. We are playing our third game, well we're playing our fourth game in the Champions League today, and we'll be against our third rivals as well. The league wise, going quite well. We're scoring goals, keeping clean sheets as well, which is unheard of. So let's have a look how we got on since that last game where we played Shakhtar and we won 5-2. Following game, Sheffield Wednesday, we absolutely took them to the slaughterhouse. 7-0. Heiko we brought in because all our forwards were either injured or tired, and he goes and pops up with 3 goals. We were 6-0 up by half time, and as you can see we had 29 shots on goal, half of them on target and half of that going in. Martin scoring, Coleman scoring, and Nelson, our wingers scored, but only Hiker up front scored. He's got a point to prove. He doesn't want to go. I can't afford to keep him. He keeps getting injured, and I think he was injured recently as well on the international duty. We followed that 7-0 with a 3-3 with Liverpool, and we didn't actually wake up until we went 3-1 down. We scored in the third minute through Rashford, and thinking, oh, here we go, goal fest again. And no, Diego and Boy netting 3 to begin with, a 3-1 lead, and then it was Ibero who started to come back on the 70th minute straight after the Boy third goal. But again, it was a game really, it should have been, we could have easily lost this one, but we didn't, so I'm pretty grateful for that one. The following game, Anderlecht, the away tie, which of course we'll be playing the home tie this time round. Icardi played, and we teamed him up with Gubbles up front, and the pair of them, what can I say, 6 goals between them, 4 for Icardi, and Gubbles netting to back on the score sheet finally, thankfully. We did have merit in goal, and as you can see we didn't keep a clean sheet. He did hold out for an hour though. So 6-1 the score there. We came back to home and we played West Ham, and again Icardi on target. 2 goals in a 3-0 win. Lovely jubbly. We played Reading in the Carabao Cup, and we did have a couple of youngsters in here. Mark Thompson in the central defence. He's 18 years old. He's pick of the crop really in our under 23s. It's not bad. I'd like to see how far he could go. He's got potential ability of 5 stars there. And also Kubatov, our 19-year-old left winger. And I'm not going to lie, he played stupendous. And if it wasn't for the fact we got Canderel in there and already Martins, and possibly Rashford could play there, and Nelson as well, I wonder what would have happened if we just did the final season just on our youngsters, or at least the pick of the crop, instead of buying or spending stupid money. But it would have been somebody I would have been playing in, I think, week in, week out. So a 5-1 win there. Kubatov scoring straight away after 6 minutes. Rashford 2 in the last 20 minutes. Coleman, Gubbles. We did leave it very, very late. 70th minute before we actually decided to start playing again. Again, 3-0 up, conceded. Again, Merritt was in goal this time, with it being Carabao Cup. It seems to be a habit of his, but that is why we don't have him in goal. So today we have got Man City, and we have got the second game against Anderlecht at home. The Premiership, on the other hand, we are struggling behind Chelsea. They keep winning, we keep winning. There's not a lot I can do at the moment, but scoring wise, we are the league's top goal scorers with 36 goals apparently. Ibero tops the scoring with Rashford and Smith of Burnley, all on 8 goals. Rashford, Chilwell and Sanchez top of the ratings. Rashford top assists, way ahead on top of assists, mind. He's also got player of the matches on top. Clean sheets, Courtois is still leading the way. They're not conceding any goals at all, Chelsea. So the team coming into this game, we have got quite a few players. Rodriguez, he's match fit, but we're not going to be featuring in him. Rather use him in the Carabao Cups. Coleman's injured. He's out for 2 weeks, so it makes our selection a little bit easier. So Heatley returns back in goal. Magno, Gilberto, Sula, Chilwell at the back. Sumich and Sowell in the midfield, which is working quite well. Sumich, I can't drop him at the moment. Sumich is 22 years old and he just looks stupid. I mean, look at that 5-star already. This is why you can't drop him. He's brilliant. That's all I'm going to say to him. I mean, he's had 2 assists and 1 goal already this season. He's playing at a 7.66. Icardi's going to partner Ibero up front with Pelosi and Martins out on the wings. Overall, we should be able to take it to Man City, I'm hoping. Keane and Mbappe up front, 4-4-2. Vinicius is one of the main guys that pulls the strings. It's quite a decent side. They're never changing and they always look solid on paper. Right, let's get into this game straight away. And really, we just want to move on to the Anderlecht game so we can progress to the next round without messing around. We are 3 for 3 in the Champions League at the moment, and we're tearing that apart as well. Right, Chilwell, Sumich now. Holds it up. Martins down the line maybe. Cross comes in. Ibero. Ooh, that's close. We do have an effort. Well, we've had 2 actually. Man City just so difficult to play against. I really need to have a look at the head-to-head. See how we're doing. Because it must be even Stevens. Between them and Chelsea. Or Liverpool, come to that matter, it's hit and miss. Ibera's had no chances apparently, according to that. Prove a point. Select. A lot more to come. They seem to be happy with that. We'll just put a few greens on there. Make them feel good about themselves. Our draw's not going to be disastrous, but we have the danger of going 5 points behind Chelsea if it remains as it is. Pelosi crossing, not quite. May have to bring Nelson in and put Canderel in maybe. Vinicius comes forward. He's just dribbling all the way and shoots wide. Pelosi come off for Nelson. He's not going to enjoy playing there. And Canderel for Martins. Not a lot we can do from that point of view. And you know what? I am tempted to bring one of the youngsters up front as well. Right, Man City with the corner. Oh, good diving header. Bertrand plays it out wide. Can we nick the ball and get him on the break? Oh, why? Oh, good grief. We could see that happening. I mean, for goodness sake. Pause the game. Canderel up front. Nelson, you as well. You can go and attack. And we're going to bring Rashford in as well for Icardi. Want to make that change, and we also want to change that to attacking. We did so well to that point. We do get in there. We've had 4 shots and that's about it. We've just sat back. 1 goal in it. Oh, I can't believe. Down the line. How is it that all of a sudden they can play? He's given a penalty for what? We've just been totally robbed. We did well. And Man City have just, well, they've woken up, haven't they? Pulisic comes forward. Bertrand, well, he does stop that. And that's kind of, well, this title charge isn't going great, is it? For the final season. And we're going to come away with that scoring a goal. Which is unheard of. Pulisic comes forward again. Great sliding tackle by Sowell. Magno to Nelson. Or Nelson. And Ibeiro's not even firing on all cylinders either, is he? It's been quite a poor affair from us, to say the least. It has been a poor game. Oh, great tackle there though. So much to Nelson. Rashford now going forward into Ibeiro. And that just sums it all up, doesn't it? Shoots wide, well wide, and that's it. Game over, and we've just been outplayed. It wasn't until that own goal in the 75th minute and we were holding them comfortably. Well, I am not happy with the result. Why should I be? We're 2-0 down. We lose. Oh, unacceptable result by Keel Burley. Not happy with that with the slightest. Disaster result. The boss has some explaining to do. Seriously, Emerson? Look at the players on the pitch. That's what I say. Yeah, Ancelotti should be happy, shouldn't he? Magnus reveals my fury, yes. Right, let's move along from this game because I'm upset. We've been scoring for fun in the league. We've been scoring for fun every game. And they just didn't know what to do with themselves this time round, did they? Could argue the formation. What are you going to do? Under the cosh, we've got to change it. You can't attack all the time, although we do stand a better chance of scoring if we attack. Chelsea, did they draw? They drew with Hull, which helps. So really we're not that far behind, really 4 points behind Chelsea now. Going into the Anderlecht game. Player of the month for October is him, Senegalese, for Chelsea. And we've got Sanchez. We did miss him in midfield though, it must be said. And Bellerin just behind. Right, Anderlecht coming up next. We'll just quickly move along to that and quickly forget about the Chelsea game. Right, welcome back. Anderlecht, second in the Belgian Pro League A. And they're not doing too bad. They're 2 points behind the leaders, Ghent. And you would expect them to do quite well, wouldn't you really? They have got a key player, Jose Antonio Aliaga. Will be a superb signing according to our scouts. Does not dive into tackles. Okay, so we can run at him then. He's their central defender. Not too bad. He didn't seem to stop us when we played at their ground. Hot prospect, Bart. Yeah, you know what you'd name him, wouldn't you really? It's not that bad really, I guess. Vice Captain Berger, Carrera, and their run of form at the moment. Apart from the 6-1 loss, they lost to these guys. They beat these. They won that. Is that the European game or Open? Okay, it shouldn't be too bad. You'd expect it to be a lot better than the Man City game. We're going to bring Rodriguez on to the bottom of the bench, I think. Right, okay, so the side that's going to take them on. Heatley is going to remain in goal because we are sticking with him, why not? Peri, Berger, Sula and Hernandez. We've got Wendell and Sanchez, Canderel, Nelson with Rashford and Gubbles up front. We're going to change the forward line up a little bit. In fact, we're changing everybody. I think this is a complete side. I think the only person that's staying in there is Healy and Sula. We're changing 9 players. I don't think I should really do that, but we'll submit this team before I change my mind. And this could really help us qualify for the next round. Yeah, wing backs, I guess. It's not too bad. Make it better than our last outing. Well, yes, you would expect that. With Anderlecht kicking off, playing it round the back, 3 at the back. Interesting. So we should be able to utilise that. Sula picks it up, lofts it straight back. Nelson's on the far side, and that's an easy tap in for Gubbles. 2 minutes in, we're 1-0 up. Suspicions was offside, I guess. How can Anderlecht have 53% of the possession already? They haven't touched the ball apart from then. It's a good play, and that's look at that, straight along the line of the goal. Nobody there to pick it up apart from Gubbles. Nelson down the line. Piri ball in. And there it is. Rashford off Gubbles' header. That's a great finish. And Piri get, well, almost with the assist, but it's a great ball in. Gubbles heads onto the goal, who saves it and just parries it into the path of Rashford. We do intercept. Nelson inside to Sanchez. Good to have him back on the pitch. Hernandez, great ball in. And wow, what a control and finish there from Nelson. And he's starting to put the ball in there. Even though we have Pelosi now, Nelson's doing the job. That's a great ball in. Oh, he headed it on. And again from a tight angle. And what's that goalkeeper playing at? Marseille and Shakhtar 0-0. Tottenham beating Bayern though. Nothing else. Okay, tell the team they expect to prove a point today. You know what? We'll keep going. Don't let that happen, whatever that was. I'm assuming complacency. Right, we kick off again. And we'll take the play down this end instead of going forward, because that's what we do. We'll play it from the back. Lovely play down the line. Piri's going. No, Nelson doesn't need him. Ball comes in. It's a punch out by the goalkeeper. Poorly though. Finds its way to Nelson, who plays it inside. And, well, Hernandez, should I say. And Piri. Back post. Canderel. Should have had that. We will bring in... we'll bring Ibero in. Gubbles, you played well. Rodriguez, you can come in for... Wendell. He's not playing that great, is he? And you can go ball winning for a change. And I want to change one of them. Nelson can go that side because he's playing really well. And we're going to bring in Pelosi, give him some match time there as well. And Nelson can go inside forward on support, which seems to be your preferred position there on the left. Right, that'll do. Few changes. Let's see if that makes any difference whatsoever. We've won this game anyway. Can we get some late goals? Piri now to Nelson. Ball comes across. Ooh! Gubbles with his second, and Nelson, brilliant play. Tried to do a Gubbles. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, his goal from a tight angle just lobbed the goalkeeper in his defence. It went straight in. From attempted cross, I guess. Yes, I do want to change that. So I think that was in the last episode. So if you want to go back, just have a quick look. But it's a fantastic goal. Goal of the season. And that would have just topped it. Nelson. Bad ball. And they could... How are we allowing them to do that? Berger. I mean, that's poor. Nelson, that's a very poor ball from that point. But why have we allowed them? Berger, come on. It's a good finish, but even so. Free kick with a few minutes to go. That should be it. We don't want to run for it. They know the game's won, but they just don't want it. Complacency, that's what it is. It's not over till the referee blows his whistle. Ibero, ball in. Rashford this time and scores. It's 5-1. So almost 6-1 like it was in the reverse game. But 5-1 at home. I'm happy with that. Ibero, the provider this time. And Rashford. That'll do nicely. Oh, what a sliding tackle. Rashford this time. There would have been if he got it on target and low and to the side or something. No, that's it. They've had enough. Walking off to the corner to the tunnel. But that is convincing. Again, how? Our under-18s win 7-0 against Anderlecht, and Brad Jackson is just scoring for fun. I mean, this guy is 18 years old. He scored 25 goals already. 12 goals in the Champions Cup in 4 games. It doesn't look that great, but he's banging them in. We do get 5 stars, send the assistant, and we receive 1.33. Does that mean we... Again, no. Wages. Loan repayments and interest. See, that does as well. Between that and that. Otherwise, we will be making money. Well, we wouldn't be actually. It's the player wages that needs to come down. Ridiculous amount. We do qualify for the knockout round, so which is good news for us. Gubble's on fire, so we'll just praise him. And Conte was seen at Old Trafford. Right, despite the loss to Man City, which is really disappointing, the Champions League looks a little bit like this. Let's just have a quick look at everybody else. Arsenal is still all to play for in that game. Well, that table. Look at that. Everybody's in with a chance there. Chelsea and PSG look to be going through. Leverkusen, they're through really, aren't? Well, not quite. Still all to play for there. Atletico, you could argue they're almost through. We have qualified. It's just who finishes top. Real Madrid, they're the same position as ourselves, but I think they're almost through. Man City, again, is close, but they did after battering Sebastian. It's going to be they're through, aren't they? Tottenham and Bayern. Oh, Monaco still have the chance though. Ibero is on top of the goal scoring in the Champions League, but he's only got 2 and really didn't. Well, he did feature, but he didn't score though. We're going to play some more games. That game there is really a fight for who's going to finish top. I think a draw there will just seal it for us. We have qualified, so I don't think there's any need to play any more Champions League. But we could have a bit of Premiership play instead, I think. We do have the Carabao Cup final coming up against Arsenal. Do we play that one? We could come back to, we'll come back to the 2 home games, Everton and Arsenal. I think we'll come back to them too. There's still a long way to go, especially if we carry on through the Champions League as well, and hopefully by then we should have the draw for the Champions League to show as well. So if you enjoyed that video, please put a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more new to the channel, please subscribe, and until next time, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.